Hello everyone and welcome to another To Die For Friday video. For today's video we're going to be making our number 4 Valentine's Day card in my little Valentine's Day mini-series. And today's card is going to have a mixture of dies this time. We're going to be using MFT Flying Butterfly, Spellbinder's Heart, as well as the Lawn Fawn largest stitched rectangle die. As you can see here, I already have my butterfly paper on some printer paper. For background, we're going to be taking these little butterflies and sticking them inside. And I did need a backing for that. So what we're going to do is we're going to we're going to line this up and we're going to see which butterflies are going to be showing through our little heart here. Let me zoom in just a little so you can see what I'm talking about. And then we'll trim off the rest. This is just to give me something to hold on to. So I'm going to take my pencil and just kind of mark a couple. It won't be seen through. So we're just going to mark the outer ones so we know that we don't have to go any farther than these. A little of the butterfly showing there, so we'll do that one as well. Now I got the idea to use this die and the hearts off of a card that I'd seen quite a while ago. I can't remember where I found it. But she had used circles and these same butterflies, and I thought that was really cute, and I thought, oh, it would be fun to do that with hearts. So that's what I did. I cannot seem to find that, otherwise I would give her credit because I got the idea from that. I just changed it. So now we're going to take our Tombow, and right where the pencil marks are, we're going to put in the butterflies, and we're going to use red and pink, and we're just going to kind of alternate them some. So you just need a little bit of glue in them, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, and I think we'll start with, I'm going to turn my paper sideways so I can line them in there. And I'm just going to use my tweezers to kind of hold the butterflies, get them in. We're just going to start with one section at a time. Now this is going to be a little time consuming, so I do apologize for that. I'm not sure, I don't know how to edit well. And I really just don't even like doing that because I like to show the mistakes I made and all that from time to time. Because I'm not perfect, you know? So the pattern paper that I'm going to be using is from the Doodlebugs. I think it's last year's, might be 2014's. Pattern paper, I'm not sure. And of course I put it away not thinking about it. So we're just going to alternate rows here at the moment. Or alternate the butterfly colors in the rows so we don't have a whole bunch of doubles. Now you can do random patterns. You don't have to do, you know, specifically like this. I'm actually going to change it up in the next heart, so not each heart is going to be the same. You do want to try and keep it on the same side so it fits nicely. And this little dish that I have all of my butterflies in is actually something I got last year at Easter time. It's a egg dish. And I think you can, you know, put your eggs in there as you color them or whatever. And that was my intention, but I had it in my back room and thought it looked really cool. And thought, well, we'll just use this as a little die holder. Okay, so I'm actually going to go ahead and stop. I'm going to finish filling these in and I'll be right back. Okay, so I put in a few white ones as well as the pink. I had to stop, I had to pause it mostly because it was going to be very time consuming, but I could also sense that my OCD was starting to kick in, and as much as I love this, I wanted to try and do a little more playful with the butterflies. So now we're going to take some foam tape here, and I forget where I got this, so I'm not exactly sure where you can get it, but it's a nice thin, I don't want a lot of dimension on it, I just want a little bit, but it's a nice thin. So we're going to take this and trim it down into strips. And stick it along. Actually, let me see if my 3M is the same thickness that I'm looking for. Actually, yeah, we'll use the 3M instead of this. This will be fine for something else, but I use my big mother load here. I don't use it very often because I've always got that other stuff on hand. So we will utilize this, and we'll just cut this down into strips, which I think will be much easier. So let me move my background out of the way there. Might as well get my money's worth out of it, right? I am a big hoarder when it comes to some things, and foam tape is one of them. I don't mind using it, but I definitely don't always think about using this one. So we're just going to cut it into strips here. Apologize if I'm off camera. Woo! I went flying. A little close to the edge there. I want the foam tape to be hidden, so I'm not putting it right up to the edges of anything. Again, we just want just a little bit of a dimension, not a ton, because we don't want to see the unmarked or the uncovered butterflies. Okay, and we'll go ahead and put 2 here to kind of secure the top a bit. And this is a bit thicker, so we'll have to trim that down a little. And then we'll put a little piece here in between for the added support. Oops, that's not what I want. There we go. Okay, I'll stick those back onto that because they are usable. Okay, so first we're going to go ahead and trim all of this off. You can undercut the typing paper if you want, so it's for sure not hanging out, but I'm not super concerned. Okay, and we'll peel off the backing for everything. Maybe. Okay, give it a really good squish, I guess. I'm going to go ahead and remove all the small pieces. or the inside, I should say. Okay, then we're just going to line this up. Again, width-wise, it's the right height, or width-wise, it's the same width as that, but length-wise, it is a bit shorter. So we will line that up. Okay, and then there's just a little bit of dimension. I think that looks really nice. And now for our card base, which I have misplaced, there it is. Or not our card base, excuse me, for our front panel, we're going to be taking some of this pink string, or ribbon string. I'm okay. Like I said, brain's a little fried. We're going to place that where we want, but we're going to put this behind it, because this is just going to kind of help fill in some of the white. Okay, and I'm going to take my block, and I'm not going to stamp it yet because I want to get my ribbon down, but I know roughly where I want this to go. Let me zoom back out for you so you can see the whole thing. Okay, so I think the move of the ribbon is actually, oh yeah, right there. Okay. So I'm just going to take some Scotch tape to tape it onto the back so I know where I wanted it to go. We're actually going to take this side first and then line it up onto the other. And you want to pull it tight, but not super tight. Okay, and that secures that to the back. Okay, and then we're just going to take some, actually, before we do that, we are going to stamp out our sentiment. Hope it stamps right the first time. I'm going to go ahead and use some VersaFine ink for a nice crisp image, and I lost my little scrap. There it is. I'm gonna stamp this out first. And as you can see, there's letters missing. I didn't have enough in the stamp set I'm using, and I'm using the Jessie's ABCs from Lawn Fawn. Okay. So I'm gonna put this here so I know I'm getting it for the side, and I'll go back through and stamp out the letters out again. So let me line this up where I want it. This is where a Misty tool would come in handy. And I'm hoping to get the mini. It would be nice. Okay. So now I'm going to clean off my stamp. Just a second, sorry guys. Just makes it easier that way if I don't make a mess on my card, because that would be really depressing. Alright. Or get any ink on my fingers. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to take a small block with the letters that I need. So I needed an A and an L. So we'll start with the A. Here's hoping. Yay! Yay, it worked. And then I needed the L. So we'll that. Make sure it's on there really well, because these ones don't always stick down easily. Okay, there you go. And line it up as best you can. Whew. Phew, I was quite worried that that was not going to work. I've never had the best of luck doing that. Yay! Alright. So now we're going to take our piece, our butterflies here, and we're going to go ahead and just use some Tombow and glue that down. I think this bottle has probably had it. There we go. Try not to smudge your stamp. Okay. Gonna just press that down. I see a couple of spots on here that I think I want to clean up. So I'm gonna take my, I just wanna clean these up. It doesn't look as clean as I'd like. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I can. Of course, that drives me nuts. So I'm just gonna very carefully, especially next to the letters. A bit next to this L, but can't as close as I probably would like. That's okay. Alright. And then once those dry, you won't see them. So now we're going to work on, I've already got my little bow here ready to go. And we're just going to put that on here and then let the tails kind of hang down. I'm just going to finish manipulating the tails so they hang a little more straighter. You can use a glue dot to hold them in place as well, but I think I'm just going to use some glossy accents. I don't have a small multi-bottle. I'm going to go ahead and trim off the tails so that they're even at the moment. And then I'll trim them when I desire the length. Actually, we're going to put the card on the base because it is dry, and I would like to do that. So I'm just going to take the Tombow again and just all over. Make sure you do over the ribbon and the tape. And then I'm going to actually stand my card up and kind of butt them up that way. I'd rather it have some hanging over the top than hanging over the bottom, or some of the card base itself showing. Okay. I'm going to take a little glossy accents if it's not clogged. And of course it is, and I don't know where my pin is. I need a new bottle. I inadvertently split this one down the side, and every time I stick something in there, the side splits more, so I need a new bottle. Okay, see? I don't know if you guys can see, but it started to come out the side there. Yep, that's where it split. Not even sure how I did it, but I did. It was fun. I'm going to put that in the center. Hold that in place. In place? Doesn't seem to want to hold. Alright, fine. We'll get a glue dot. in theory, that should have worked. It's got one of the micro glue dots here, and I'm actually going to fold it over onto itself. Make it a little bit smaller. Pick it up. Put it on the back of my ribbon here. Doesn't want to stick. Probably because I had the glossy accents. Okay. There we go. Now it's stuck down. And I think I'm going to take one, try and cut it in half. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. This time it did. And I'm going to put it under the tails, right about where I want it. Flatten that out a little. And that will hold the tails on there, and I can always readjust the bow if that comes undone. So I want this one to come down a bit more. There we go. And then I think we'll just trim these off a little bit. At kind of an angle here. Oh, it helps if I get the ribbon on the scissor. Of course, nothing is now working for me, which is always helpful. I don't know where my ribbon cutting scissors are. Oh, we'll have to come back and fix that. Okay, and then for the inside, I also have the another rectangle to give it just a little on the inside. We're just going to take the Tombow and glue that in, and then we're going to add a few of the butterflies, and we're done. I apologize that this was a long video. Nothing seemed to want to go well for me. Now this will fit inside. There might be a little bit of overhang, but you can always trim that, but I didn't find any this time. And it closes nicely. Definitely going to have to fix my bow there. And then we're just going to add a couple of the butterflies with my pickup tool, because I forgot I had one of those. And we're just going to kind of sprinkle some on there, and then just kind of decide where I should have them go. No real rhyme or reason. I'm going to do a couple of the white ones. I think we'll just start at the top. I'm going to put two together, kind of fluttering in the same direction there. about that, my camera shut off. So there's the inside of the card. I just added some of the white and then more of the pink and stuff on the bottom, leaving plenty of room for an opening. But there you guys go. I did adjust the bow. I did cut them a little bit shorter to kind of clean that up, and then glued it down a little bit better. But there's today's card. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.